welcome to Help Desk with Joe. And we are here at the Patch Turned Up studio in Spencer, West Virginia for Help Desk with Joe, show number 120. And with me, as always, Justin.
Morning.
And Joe.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
Beautiful morning, crisp and cool and rainy.
This is our pre-winter week. I'm going to air quote pre-winter. Just because it's been 30s at night, and then it's going to probably warm up to 70s and 80s next week.
And there was already talks of spits of snow flying around.
Yeah, a little teaser. We were at soccer last night, and we had a little bit of flurry. Just
Really?
barely. It was kind of like a misty rain that was light enough rain that it was floating around like snow might, but it was pretty cold. But anyway.
Does it bother the kids out there, or they just they're
no.
running so hard they don't even
Yeah,
feel
they
it?
don't care. You're an ex-athlete or athlete of the past. You know how that deal goes.
Definitely the past, yep.
Well, I mean, how many fun runs have you been in that's been 20 degrees and
Yeah.
snowy and didn't bother you? Just take off and go. Once you get warmed up, you're all right.
Yep.
But,
For the goalie, that might be a little tough.
yeah,
Staying in
now
there.
I will say that the keepers were cold
Have to
because
have
they
some
don't
good
they don't
gloves.
run as much, so they stay pretty chilly.
Yeah, that's the one time you hope that they bring the ball your way.
The good news is, yeah, I know. The good news is the game stayed, in our favor, so we were keeping their goalie busy enough that he stayed warm, but our
Right.
keeper was freezing. But you know how it goes. Well, anyway, interesting show today. Show 120 is going to have Netflix and Netflix 2.0.
Yeah.
So, sandwiched with an Apple story. My goodness, Apple. We love them.
Sometimes we like to ask you, Joe, I mean, how is this news week looking? Bad news across the board? Good? A mix? Usually you bring us a mix.
I mean, it's Apple, so that's a bad story
Right.
right off the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah. It's
And if you
kind of a mixed bag.
Yeah, if you got to circle back to Netflix, that means it's not good somewhere. Or else the good news would be shared together is my assumption.
Right.
But you know how assumptions go. Anyway, well, let's get this ball rolling, Joe, because it's a good week. We're excited. And as always, A&M Digital Technologies, you and Cena bring in technology news for the average consumer. Business, small business, large business, doesn't matter. For our small community here in Spencer and also our region, our state, and a little bit of nationwide work. So
Yeah.
A&M Digital Technologies right here in Spencer, West Virginia, doing big time work. All right, anyway, so Netflix,
Yes.
part one.
Yes. So Netflix is now officially adding an ad-supported tier, and will be available customers on November 3rd, starting for $6.99 per month.
What? Wait a minute, what?
So Netflix announced last Thursday plans to roll out a version of the streaming service with ads starting on November 3rd for $6.99 a month. So they're basically adding a fourth tier to their lineup, and it'll be cheaper than their cheapest plan now.
As long as you're willing to watch commercials.
Yes.
Okay. $6.99. That seemed to be their base plan anyway. I don't know. I don't know that.
No, their base plan is $9.99.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I missed it when it went up.
Yeah. You ignored the email.
Probably because I only have two-tier authentication. That's not right.
Two-factor?
Two-factor authentication. So it blocked that spam.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's probably not spam, and I do have two-factor authentication. Though.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Anyway,
So,
and
so
we'll talk about it later in the tip of the week, won't we? Jim?
Right. Yes. Yes.
All right. So anyway, so Netflix is rolling out a fourth plan. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Netflix said the basic with ads plan will feature an average of up to 4 or 5 minutes of ads per hour. Ads will be between 15 and 30 seconds in length and play before and sometimes during shows or films. Netflix will not accept political or policy ads or those for tobacco products or firearms. The ad tier will also be offered in 11 countries, including Canada, Australia, South Korea, the UK, France, and Germany. About 5 to 10% of its movies and TV shows will not appear on this tier, at least initially, due to licensing restrictions, the company said. Subscribers to the plan with ads will not have the option to download shows or movies. So
Gotcha.
that's one thing you're losing.
I didn't know you could download them.
Yeah, you can download them if you want
Yeah.
to travel.
I've done that
okay.
before. Go out to see my sister in Vegas, and man, I get on the plane. I'm like, I wish I had my internet back because all these things I downloaded thinking I'd want to watch them. Now I'm like, I want to scroll through and look for stuff again.
Whoever planned this trip stinks.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch any of this.
They downloaded me a bunch of junk. What'd you end up doing? Pick
think-
something to watch it?
You recommend the one which I did watch, the Game Changers, which was good.
Yeah.
But then some of the others that I think I might just put on a podcast instead. I didn't even want to.
Game Changers is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What's it about?
It's about professional and college athletes that change their diet
Okay.
more towards vegetarian and vegan, and shows how their athletic performance increased.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's really simple what they did. They just drew blood. They fed them either a beef burrito or a bean burrito, both high in protein. The bean burrito way more higher in protein,
Right.
which made the athletes happy because that's what they were wanting. They were wanting protein. And then 20 minutes after they ate, and then, I don't know, like maybe 2 hours after they ate, they pulled blood and then they'd spin it. And you could see their blood once the plasma separated. The clear part, after they ate the bean burritos, was clear. After the meat was like, I don't know,
Kind of cloudy.
cloudy, coagulated. And the scientist was just like, listen, you want your blood to flow very well.
Right.
He's like, think about like a car motor. You don't want to dump, a
Right.
gel in your gasoline and have problems with it. A, getting from the tank to the carburetor or fuel injection system, and then B, burning. He said, and that's exactly what's happening to your body here. The meat is
Slowing you down.
slowing you down and making you less effective. And then they did some other little experiments with him that were pretty neat. But anyway, it's just called Game Changers, and it was talked about like one professional athlete had the teams cook him specific meals. And what I thought was neat about it was the other players around him was like, man, that meal looks good. We thought, if you're eating vegetarian or vegan, it would be just crappy, bland food. And they're like, it smells good. And, let me have a bite. And next thing you know, 5 or 6 of them are all eating his food because it was good.
Right.
And the cook was like, well,
Some NFL players on, was it the Texans or the?
I'm not familiar with them. I never watch it. So, but it was definitely a professional NFL team.
Yeah, the guy that initially was getting some guff from his teammates.
Yeah,
like,
they were
"What are you
razzing him
doing?"
about it.
But then they're like, "Hey, this is actually pretty good."
Yeah, they're like, it smells good, it tastes good. All right, we're in. But I like the college athletes part of it. That was pretty neat because they're real knuckleheads.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Joe if all the content would be available with this tier, and you're saying maybe 10-15% you're not gonna be.
Yeah, about 5 to 10%
Oh.
initially
Yeah.
won't be available due to licensing restrictions.
Any idea if any of this will be targeted ads based on Netflix watching you and saying this guy might like?
How are they going to do it without political ads?
Very carefully.
Oh, I just mean everything's a political ad now. My
Right.
gosh. I hate every 2 years we got bombarded with political ads.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it already.
Just a few more weeks, Dave. A few more weeks.
I know. I don't mind local ones as much, but man, the national ones are just crazy.
Well, and what drives me nuts is with our internet through T-Mobile, our gateway to the internet is through Pennsylvania, and
Yeah.
that's just the way. So when we're watching TV, we get political ads for Pennsylvania. It's like, look, these ads don't even apply to me. I can't even do anything about that.
Get your demographics right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're close to Ohio too, so we get some bleed over from Ohio
Right.
on local. So I listen to the local, like actual FM radio on the way to and from work,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. Some of the political ads. This is what bothers me, and it's just my own soapbox. So I'm going to take 2 seconds for my own soapbox here, since we're talking about Netflix, and they brought up politics. See how I tied it together, Justin?
Yeah.
But there's organizations that run ads for candidates but not approved by those candidates.
Right.
And man, they're just smear ads.
Yeah.
I mean, name calling, blatant disregard for just anything.
Right.
Courtesy, anything.
Right.
And I'm just like, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. But right at the end, it says not endorsed by the candidate in any way.
Right.
And then it's just like better citizens for America or whatever. And I'm like, my gosh, if I was that candidate, I'd be ashamed for myself for
Right,
them
yeah.
doing these ads for me.
Yeah, for letting, yeah.
And I'm just, well, I mean, I don't even know the way they make it sound. The politician may not even be aware that organization is doing ads for them.
Right.
So I assume it's like a nationwide thing that just come in
And
and does ads for whatever side they want.
right.
But goodness gracious, I was just like,
Yeah, that's a new tactic. Maybe it's not that new. Or I just wasn't aware of it.
this is the first time I've heard it, because I was like, my gosh, this candidate is just bashing the other person with name calling, and I was like, I don't know how they feel that's going to help them.
Right.
And then at the very end, it was a big, quiet statement of, this politician did not endorse this
Right.
commercial, and this is done by
A third party. group.
whatever. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'd be calling them right now and say, listen, you got to stop. You're making me look really bad.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what politics has come down to now.
Yeah, I didn't say it.
Yeah.
That's what I
Wink,
know.
wink.
I mean, yeah, it's. I don't know who's doing these ads. I didn't approve them, but good job.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But I just was like, gosh. Anyway, so good for Netflix for not doing political ads. That'll
Right.
keep everybody from being frustrated while they watch their favorite show.
Right.
Okay. So Apple.
Yes.
Always Apple. Apple. I don't even know what's Apple story we're on. 6005. Break it, Justin. You're welcome. No longer an Apple user. We can't razz you too much. So tell us about Apple, Joe.
Okay, so with the new Apple iPhone 14, upgrading your phone to the new version isn't as simple as swapping out your SIM card.
What was last week? We talked about the new phone, right?
Yeah.
Now you're saying they had problems with that phone.
Yeah, that was with the crash detection when people were riding roller
That's
coasters.
right. Okay, so yeah, automobile crash
Then
detection.
weren't
Yep.
the images like shaking around and stuff? Videos?
Yeah,
or
they
something?
was having issues. Yeah, that with the videos were shaking whenever you was trying to record video.
Okay, and now it's saying when you actually buy your new phone because you're upgrading to it,
Right.
there's another issue.
Well, it's a feature, quote unquote.
I like how this is going. Tell me more, Joe.
So the
Tell me
latest
more.
Apple iPhones are getting rid of the physical SIM cards. Instead, they're adding an eSIM.
Wow.
So it's just a software-based SIM card.
Take that, Android.
Yeah, although we've had it for years.
Oh.
Have we?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, because my old phone I had the ability to do either or, a physical SIM or an eSIM, and same thing on this one.
Mhm.
Huh.
And I just use the eSIM.
How does that work?
Actually, it's not bad. Whenever I got this phone, was having trouble and I was switching back and forth and all that, I literally just went on to T-Mobile's website, put in my phone's IMEI number,
Mhm.
and told it which number to associate with it, and give
Just
it a couple
took off on
minutes.
it?
Yeah, it downloaded it, and done and done. So
That's
it's not
pretty
bad.
cool because I know SIM cards. I mean, you deal in the technology world and fix phones and all that jazz, so you're probably familiar. But I'm always really nervous about swapping out a SIM card, or
Right.
like my daughter, she broke her phone, so we had to take our old backup phone, and I was just like, oh gosh, we got to keep track of which SIM card's which here, and I was like, well, I guess I don't need the old one, so we threw it away just to make sure we didn't put the wrong one somewhere. And
Right.
but it's just it seems delicate and it seems tricky.
Well, and
I mean, I know it's just swapping apart, but
right, but still, I mean, it can go sideways.
yeah, so.
Is there any like security advantage to a physical SIM card, or is that just an older technology that's probably going to disappear eventually?
It's just an older technology.
Well, Apple's just now getting to it, so it's
Yeah.
at least 2 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
So that, from your end, from a IT technology guy, that you don't see any advantage to the physical one.
Not really. From my personal experience, again, like you said, I'm an IT guy, so I'm used to this kind of stuff. It was actually easier. Well, there wasn't much more work than actually adding a physical SIM, other than doing the actual, pulling the tray out, putting the card in, and all that. So, from my side of things, it wasn't bad. And as far as getting a new phone and transferring it over, well, some carriers you still have to have. Some carriers, they don't care. You take the SIM card out, throw it in any phone you want, and it'll work. Some of them you have to jump through hoops anyway. So, if anything, this makes it a little easier on your end. You can log into the website and do it all yourself instead of having to go to your carrier store and wait in line and deal with all that.
Yeah. If you're a little bit savvy, like someone who's not very good with technology might struggle with the eSIM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Initially, but once it's in there, once it's locked, you can. What's nice is once you factory reset your phone, it'll be just like your physical SIM. It'll still be linked with your phone, so when you reconnect it to the internet, it'll re-download that SIM card information and all that. So it's not bad.
That is nice. You don't have to go to your carrier and deal with all that crap.
Right.
Not that it's terribly hard to walk in and say, "Here, fix my phone," but
Just
still, time.
Finding the
They
time
got to
to
scan
do
it, and they got to do all that, and then they got to reload. You can do it all at home. That's pretty nice.
Right.
they gotta try to sell you a package deal.
Yeah. Hey, while you're here, let's look at your package and get you fixed up on this new one.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's see some phone cases and some screen protectors.
Yeah. Save you some money.
Yeah. Yeah, which I've never understood. We're gonna make you spend more money, but it's gonna save you money.
I know. They got a new package out all the time. It's like, this isn't super hard. You got texting, calls, and data.
Yeah.
You got 3 things.
Yeah.
Let's not make it super complicated. But, there's new.
Yeah.
And just to recap, Joe, all the new Apple phones, they're gonna use the E.
Yeah, the new all
14.
Yeah, all the 14s, the regular, the Plus, the Pro, and the Pro Max all have just an eSIM. There's no physical SIM card available.
All right.
Unless you get
Are they converted over to the C charger yet?
no. Well, yes and no.
Oh, boy.
The iPhones, they're still plugging along with the Lightning connector, but literally the MacBooks, the iPads, they even announced a new iPad yesterday and has USB-C.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I thought I read a little blurb online about somewhere over in Europe, like they're phasing out Lightning or something, or that
Yeah,
manufacturers stopped doing them. I don't know, something.
yeah, the European court, I don't remember which court it was over there. They actually are starting to require manufacturers to use one standard port. Just cut down on all this nonsense.
Yeah, make it universal.
Yes,
About time.
exactly. I'm going to bring it on because once
Yeah.
y'all do it, maybe we'll jump on board.
Yeah.
I like the new USB. I like how it doesn't have to be put in a certain way.
Yeah,
The
and-
other one you had to flip it around. And this
Right.
one, I like it. It's smooth.
It just works what I really like about it is the data transfer speeds are so much faster.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, Netflix 2.0.
Yes.
What's this story about, Joseph?
Well, this is Netflix launches a new profile transfer feature to help monetize account sharing. So, Dave, now here's your leeway to get Kale off of your Netflix. He has no excuses now.
Yeah.
So here's what's going on.
Hold on. He's a college kid. He's got excuses out the wazoo.
Well, this is one less excuse he has. So Netflix announced this week that it has launched Profile Transfer, a feature that lets a member on an existing account switch to a brand new account without rebuilding their profile. This prevents their personal data from being erased, like customized recommendations, viewing history, list of favorite shows/movies, and other settings that could be annoying when to lose and start over from scratch.
I didn't even know I had those settings.
Oh yeah, well, like when you add a movie to your watch list.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I started doing it because I was noticing that I was missing a lot of content. Well, there was a lot of stuff I go, oh yeah, that'd be good to watch at
Right.
some point. Well, I just scroll on and forget.
Gotcha.
So this is all in part as the streaming company cracks down on account sharing. Netflix likely launched the new profile transfer feature to encourage freeloaders to finally pay for their own accounts. The feature rolled out this week, and subscribers worldwide will be notified via email. Once available, users can go to the profile icon on Netflix homepage and find the profile transfer option. So basically, if Kale's piggybacking off of you, Dave, he can transfer his own account over to a paid account, and he won't lose all his stuff he's worked for as far as creating his watch list and stuff like that.
Oh, boy.
So
Good thing, I guess.
I guess.
Since they're gonna start cracking down on
account sharing.
account sharing. Yeah. Right.
Well, I think this is all in part, and this is just Joe talking. Um, they lost a bunch of subscribers a while back, like millions.
Yeah.
I think it's a twofold thing. I think one, there was some kind of Netflix politics going on that everybody got up in arms over, and two, everybody subscribed during the pandemic because they had nothing else to do. Well, now that restrictions are being lifted, everything's basically the same as normal. Everybody's going to say, you know what? I don't watch it as much as I used to, so I don't need that bill.
Mm-hmm.
And Netflix is going, oh, but wait. You knew this was coming at some point, but yet you just chose to ignore it.
Huh.
And now you're blaming account sharing. Now, granted, I will kind of looks like, yeah, that goes on. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's as big of a problem as they like to pose. I could be wrong, but until I see numbers, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like tens or hundreds of millions of shared accounts going on.
I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I've not seen any actual hard numbers or like a percentage.
Yeah.
If I could see those, I'll buy into it. But until I see numbers, I'm. It's hard for me to buy what you're selling.
Right.
Interesting. I'm still stuck back on the basic plan of watching commercials and all that good jazz.
Yeah. Adding commercials and taking away downloads.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that because I didn't know about it.
Right.
But I kind of agree with Justin, though. It would be nice to download stuff. I guess when would people do that, though? Because really, Airflight, I guess if you knew you were going somewhere without service, but I mean,
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you're going on a road trip anywhere in West Virginia, it's a good idea to.
It's true.
Where might someone need something like
I'm
that?
going for a drive. Probably need a movie.
Yeah.
Better download it.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Do you know much about the other tiers, Joe? I mean, what's the $9.99, or what do you not get with that compared to the most premium one?
So the basic plan is $9.99. It comes with
Good video quality in SD.
and one user account.
Watch it on any phone, tablet, or computer TV. I looked it up. I was
Okay.
seeing what mine was.
Okay.
Standard, great video quality in 1080.
Hmm.
Watch on any phone, tablet, or TV. So for $15, you get better quality?
Well, and you get like 2 or 3 people can watch simultaneously.
It doesn't say that on here.
But they don't count that as sharing. Like you're allowed to do that.
No, they're assuming that, like, if you and your dad were watching it at the same time in the same house.
Not 2 different locations.
Right.
How? That's interesting because like Kel's at college,
Right.
so he's an hour and 10 minutes away,
Right.
but he's using it.
Right. Well, according to Netflix, he should have his own account since he's not under your roof.
Huh.
Even though, tax-wise, you know, he still comes home.
Well, it
and-
says only people who live with you may use your account.
Right.
So I wonder. I mean, he's still considered living with me.
Right. Well,
I wonder.
yes and no. It all
Yeah.
depends on what kind of argument Netflix wants to give on that.
Right. Yeah, and it says 4 different devices on premium, 2 with standard, 1 with basic. Okay. All right. There. Now you know.
All right.
And then the premium, which is the highest package, it'll stream in 4K.
Yeah, it's our best video quality in 4K and HDR.
High dynamic range.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but all right.
And it makes the pictures extra crispier.
Ooh, crispy.
Yes.
I like my fries crispy. And my fried potatoes.
There you go.
I like those crispy. All right. Anyway, Netflix 2.0 story. I don't know that, I guess. What was the bad story? You said some good, some bad.
Well, I said it's kind of a mixed bag, and depending on how you looked at the profile transfer, and then if you're wanting to swap out your SIM card or not on the iPhones.
Yeah. Well,
It's
If you're
changed.
using an iPhone, you got 2 years before anything happens anyway.
Right.
You're welcome, Apple. All right, anyway, tell us about this tip of the week, Joe. I love
All
your
right,
tips of the
so-
week. This one pertain to me?
Yes.
Pertain to Justin?
Probably.
Sweet.
So last week, it was revealed that Dave obviously ignored the last time I talked about this, which was ages ago.
Green Kangaroo 87.
Exactly. So we're going to talk about password management today.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Why do I feel a lecture coming on, Joe?
Because, in the words of Sheldon, I informed you thusly. I informed you thusly.
Yeah. It's a trap.
Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, watch some Big Bang Theory. It'd be good for you. You can download it on Netflix, I'm sure.
So, the tip of the week is we're going to talk about password management. In particular, one program that I use and absolutely love is called LastPass.
Sounds familiar.
Yes. It's all starting to come back to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So LastPass,
Tell me more, Joe.
the way this works is it is a much more secure way of saving your passwords than just using the average save password in your browser. Because, what a lot of people don't realize, for people like me, it takes about 10 seconds to pull all of your saved passwords out of your browser.
Now, Joe, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I like to feel like I'm trickier than that.
No.
Two-factor authentication?
That'll slow down if I try to hack your account. But as far as trying to get the password itself, 10 seconds. Trust me, I won't. I've done it for legal reasons.
Let's hack Justin's computer right now.
Okay, Justin.
Lock it down, Justin. Let's go. I'm going to test out Joe's hacking features.
Yeah, let's say there was law enforcement involved and they supervised the whole process.
Oh. What's a little test live online of all going to harm?
No, what I'm saying is that's how I figured out that it takes
I
10
got you,
seconds
10
to do it.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with some adult supervision.
Yeah.
All right. So LastPass. And I know
Yes.
you've been talking about this for how long now? How long have you been using it?
Years.
Yeah. So this is what I'll say for everybody out there listening. Put your listening ears on. The technology guy is talking about what he personally uses and has years invested in.
Yes. So here's why you need a program like LastPass. So for security, for optimal security online, you should never use the same password on every website. And here's an example. So let's say Dave uses the same password for his email, his credit cards, his Amazon, Facebook, blah, blah, blah.
And I do.
So we're right on course here.
Yeah.
So let's say that password,
That's
Dave,
the only way I can remember it, Joe.
so let's say Dave's password user information gets compromised in one of these big data breaches.
Yeah.
And it does happen. So now let's say Dave's account got hacked, his Facebook account got hacked. I got his password. Well, guess what? Now that I have tried and know that his password, his Facebook password is the same password for his email, I now have the keys to the castle because Dave doesn't like using, in this example, Dave doesn't like using two-factor authentication because it's annoying.
Dave struggles.
Yes. So now I can go in, change the password to his email, and now guess what I can do? I can change your credit card password, your Amazon password, and then I can go buy whatever I want.
Hey, can you make a payment while you're in there?
Nope, that's not the fun.
Seems like fun. You should try it out once. I got some weird looks back in summer at soccer. One of the guys like, man, I don't know, something. They came over and they're like, man, they could sue you for that. And I was like, oh, me please. Can they take over my mortgage and my car payment?
Yeah.
That would help out tremendously. Let me just tell you. He's like, what? And I was like, I'm just saying, I got a mortgage and car payment, and somebody sues me, they could have it.
Yeah.
I would love to transfer that payment over.
Yeah.
Take my house. Pay for it, please. Anyway.
So the key with the password manager is this gives you the ability to have not only a complex password. Each website can have its own password, and LastPass will remember that password for you. So the only thing you have to remember is the password to get into your password vault. Which,
And
go ahead.
should you make that one like super tricky too?
Yeah, you should make that
Shouldn't
one.
be,
Right,
Red Kangaroo 1 or whatever.
right. And that's
It's
where you
Green Kangaroo 87. Let's get it right.
And that's where you need to turn on the two-factor authentication as well. So in case your password gets leaked to your vault, there's still that extra layer of protection.
I might have to look into this.
Well, let me give you. So
Hold on.
they have single user and family plans as well as
That's
business
what I was
plans.
gonna say. Let's see what the plan looks like. What are we looking at?
The most expensive tier you can go with.
What's it called again?
LastPass. LASTPASS.com.
I just messed with you.
So they have on the family the most expensive tier you can get is the business plan at $6
Wow.
per month. And that's the business grade. On the personal plan, you can get a free version, or the most expensive paid plan on the personal is $4 a month.
So it says families 6, premium 1, and free is 1. Why is it free? That doesn't seem right.
Well, here's what you get with the free tier.
Yeah.
The free tier will save unlimited passwords, but you're limited to one device. So here's where the free comes in. You can either have LastPass on your computer, or you can have it on just your phone. It will not let you sync across both devices.
Oh, that's just mean. Because everybody's in that
Yeah,
bind.
Uh-huh.
That's for like not too many people out there.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, it could be for my pillow guy. Apparently, he
Yeah.
does business just on his phone.
Right. There you
No
go.
laptop needed.
There you go.
That's mind blowing to me. Did we talk about that on the
Yeah.
show?
Yes.
Yeah. Who in the world can do business on their phone? And I know, Joe, you're a technology guy, and you're like, yeah, I can, and, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just like, I got to have my computer. So anyway, I can't do the free version. All right, try again, Joe. I'm not doing free.
All right. So with the paid version, again, depending on which tier you go with, what you do.
Here's my problem. Let me
Okay.
ask a different question.
Okay.
How do you get all your passwords into it? Like the initial time, you got to know all your passwords, right?
Right.
And you got to go through like 50 different websites and change them all. Right.
Well, you can, but here's where
'Cause my password, my generic one is saved for like, it's got to be over 50 random websites that I've signed
Right.
up for. Over the
Right, well,
years.
What in
and-
the world?
and that's why you need to change each individual anyway.
Yeah.
But LastPass makes it easy.
You're
So-
changing them regardless, Justin.
Yeah, or you should.
Yeah.
So, for example, they have a Chrome extension that I load into Chrome, and when I log into a website, LastPass automatically goes, "Hey, I just noticed you logged into this website. Do you want LastPass to save it?" Absolutely, and it just saves it to the vault automatically. And then if I actually go update a password on a website, it'll pop up and go, "Hey, LastPass noticed that you updated your password. Do you want to update LastPass?" Yes, and that's it.
I like how you're talking like you're friends with LastPass. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course I do.
Yes.
Yes. You're wonderful.
So that's where it makes it easier. And you can actually, there's a button inside the program that if you don't want to try to come up with a unique password, there's actually a button that says generate secure password, and you just tell it how long you want. You can go 0 to 99 characters, and you can tell it to do uppercase, lowercase numbers, symbols. I'm looking right here at a 35 character password.
Jeez. I'm glad you talk to your stuff like that, Joe. I thought I was the only one.
Yeah.
My phone will do something I really like, and I'm like, bloody brilliant.
Yeah.
And everybody around me's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, no, I'm talking on my phone. It's
Yeah.
good. Your wonderful phone.
So
Anyway.
even a website with no payment information whatsoever on it, just some joeswebsite.com one time that I had to create an account to use it or something.
Yeah, because it sits there and monitors what you're doing, and so the next time,
It's not any fun, though, unless it goes across all your stuff.
right?
So I can see, what was premium again? How much was it?
The premium on the lowest you can get away with is $3 a month.
I guess that's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
I mean, how much do you pay for Netflix? $10 a month?
Yeah, or $7 now if you go with the
Yeah,
ad
go the cheap
supported.
one. So I
Yeah.
mean, for entertainment, you're willing to pay $7. For half of that, you could be well protected by LastPass.
Yes.
How many different companies are out there that do this?
Oh, there's several. LastPass is the one that kind of started it, and that's the one I used and fell in love with.
Yeah, you do talk sweet to it, Joe.
There's another one called 1Password. that they do the same thing. Let me look at their pricing.
Yeah, it's not as cool of a name though.
Yeah.
1Password.
And LastPass is kind of like fini. You're done. It's
Yeah.
going to be this one. Just like it. Love it.
Okay, so 1Password, it's the pricing is competitive. It's $2.99 per month,
Mhm.
and you can bounce it up to the family pack for $5 a month.
Now, someday if LastPass gets hacked, you're saying that'll be a monumental hacking achievement because their encryption's so good.
Yes, because a few weeks ago we talked about LastPass, and there was someone that actually got into their network, was there for like 4 days, and didn't get a bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
They hacked their network and was poking around for 4 days and didn't get a thing.
Yeah, because you got to think hackers are looking at LastPass like, wow, that's the golden ticket right there.
Yeah, there's a huge target on their back.
So you're saying we should do the business one, right?
If you use passwords if you use websites where like you and Denise or you and Justin or all three of you need access to, yes.
Yeah, that's for our database and how we transfer information. We do transfer a lot of sensitive information.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the one thing that does worry me with Patch, where the Department of Education requires that we track specific data. And it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't used to be that way, because it used to be there was a rule, or I don't know if it was a law necessarily, but I know it affected Board of Eds, school systems, and it affected us, that you couldn't put a kid's name with their WEVIS number, with anything else.
Right.
So that a person got that information, that automatic, and you think custody issues,
Right.
foster kids, stuff like that, you don't want,
Right.
someone, or even an adult that's a pedophile or whatever, you don't want them to be able to get a kid's information and track them down.
Right.
So they used to not let that information be shared in the same document or anything else.
Right.
So we had to go through a lot of hoops to do data stuff.
Right.
But it's fragile information, and we protect it.
Absolutely.
So it makes it seem like this would be a smart way to go, because I know Justin's passwords are all pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Cat dog 21, 345.
Yep.
So,
no, I'm joking.
so to add on to this, and this is how I actually scared one of our customers. If you're sitting here listening to this and going, oh, that's bunk, Joe's just blowing smoke, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay, let me give you another website, and this is a website we've been on to before.
You've been
Yeah.
pwned?
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
So it's haveibeenpwned.com.
I put mine in, and I've definitely been pwned.
It sounds really weird.
And what this website
I
is
don't like that at all.
is it is
I've been violated.
it's a group of people that what they do is when they hear that a company's been breached, they will search the dark web and obtain that database that's been hacked, because that's the first thing to do. Somebody hacks it, they'll just post it right online for everybody to get hold of. And what they do is they update their database. So you can go on there and put in your email address first and see where your account has been compromised online.
Mm-hmm.
And another fun little button is they have a button that says passwords. And if you really want to scare yourself, click that passwords button, type in the password that you use, and it'll tell you how many times that exact password has showed up in data breaches.
That's crazy. I'm just going to... Did you put how much it costs to do a business?
Yeah, for LastPass?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
$6.
yeah, per month.
Unlimited users.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's that cheap.
Yeah.
Joe,
Exactly.
why didn't you tell us about this before?
I did, and I heard I've got two-factor authentication. I don't need this.
I don't know. I don't know that that's what I said. But you're probably right. That is exactly what I said. Justin, daggone it. You're supposed to be looking out for somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I don't here's the funny part. Justin, I don't know if you've thought about this yet.
Yeah.
But this is a slam dunk of a Joe rating. We don't need pros or cons. We don't need any of it.
Yeah.
I know exactly where this is
Yeah.
going. The roadmap is right in front of us, printed out with a big red arrow. It
Big
says,
old-
go here.
Gold star stamp of approval.
Yeah, 5-star Joe, heavy stamp of approval, maybe even 5-star plus.
Yes.
I don't know how we've never gotten that far, but
Mm-hmm.
5-star plus a little smiley face, whatever you want to call it.
All right, so Dave, what'd you say your password was? Red Monkey 1?
Green Kangaroo 87.
Oh man.
Let me just see if that password's been compromised.
It'll be like, no, that's the most unique one. we've ever
Actually,
heard."
yes, that's what it says. Good news, no ponage had found.
See?
Until today.
I'm the greatest.
There goes the theory out the window.
4 stars now,
Yeah.
baby. 2-factor authentication approved.
Dave outsmarting all the hackers. Just pick the weirdest password you can.
I'm pretty sure that is not the scenario. Anyway, all right. Well, Joe, that sounds great. LastPass. We are incorrect, right? 5 stars.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I figured. Is there any downside? Just
Yeah.
from my own curiosity, have you found any cons?
Only con is if you try to get extra creative with your password to your vault
Yeah.
and you can't get in, that could cause some.
Then
some
you're
panic.
stuck.
Yeah.
Forget
But-
it.
But they also have it's like on the personal accounts they have a thing called emergency access.
Yeah. Well, what if you were like at a hotel and you wanted to use their computer and you got to get in something? You just got to pull up LastPass.
What you can pull up LastPass on your phone and you can just see your vault and then you can search for whatever website you're looking at and click view password on there and then just type it in.
And you got,
Although
that's savvy.
Although I would not recommend doing that because you don't know who was on
Yeah.
that computer before you.
Right,
So
right.
unless you're looking up general information, never.
Well, I was just
log
thinking,
into
like,
a
if
public
you
website.
travel and you want to print out a boarding pass or something like that
Right.
from your hotel.
Yes.
Never done that, but that's, Justin
Right.
is talking about downloading stuff for flights. So.
Mhm.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah, so I always carry my passwords right here in my pocket.
Nice. All right. Joe's 5-star approval. By
Yes.
golly. And this isn't even a Wise product.
I know.
It's amazing. Bloody brilliant. All right. Well, Joe, if anybody has any questions, they need help, they want to purchase LastPass, and they want A&M Digital Technologies to help them, how do they get a hold of you or Cena?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltech.com or follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at
Ooh.
AM Digital Tech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
Justin, what was
Yeah.
that phone
Once
number?
again, that's 927-3588.
There you go.
There we go. It only took us 120 shows. Justin has learned it.
It's in there now.
What is it? 3588?
Yep.
And I've learned it. Okay. Whew. I was sweating for a second. I was like 53, 35, 43. I don't know. I know the 88 part. So I'm halfway home.
Need a jingle for that one.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, awesome. Show 120 in the books. Many thank yous to Joe and Cena with A&M Digital Technologies, and a great show today. Netflix 2.0, Apple, and of course, Tip of the Week, which is awesome. We'll be back next week for more. I get the feeling that wrong one. Our music wasn't playing. I was like, yeah, I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. Now we got it. We're out of here.